Let's see why we need to change Nigeria and why we must take measures to rescue the Nigerian church. Let's see one of the documentaries that will show us that.
It was recently voted one of the 5 worst places to live on earth, Lagos, the commercial capital of Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria. Around 18 million people are crammed into it. It's plagued with immense traffic jams that mean most people have to set off for work at 5 a.m. And you can forget trying to make more than one appointment a day in the city. There are not enough roads or pavements to meet demand, and adequate public transport is a problem. It's a textbook case for UN officials meeting in Brazil to discuss how to deal with the world's urbanization problems. Lucky recently moved to Lagos to try and become a keyboard player. He thinks that despite the problems, it's still the place where dreams can come true.
Lagos is the art of excellence, and maybe anybody that's have any product or any idea or talent to showcase, Lagos is the best place.
Oshodi is the most overcrowded area of Lagos.
One of the biggest challenges of living in Lagos is the sheer volume of human and vehicle traffic. It's thought that at least 5 million people pass through this street every single day, and hundreds of thousands of vehicles.
Local authorities say they're doing their best to tackle urbanization in Lagos by trying to expand the city.
It takes time because of funds to transform the slums area of Lagos State into a beautiful city like New York or London.
And you make comparisons with New York or London. Is that what you're aspiring to? Do you think that Lagos really has the potential to look like New York?
Certainly.
To deal with overcrowding in Lagos and a feeling that it was not geographically accessible to all Nigerians, the government declared a new capital, Abuja, in 1976. It's the geographic center of the country. It has a population of about 5 million people and lacks nearly all of Lagos's problems. It's well planned, has good infrastructure, and there's hardly any traffic.
Abuja, first and foremost, is what you may term a celebration of what Nigeria is all about, because this is the city that is built from scratch after independence.
But there's an admission that Abuja's creation and design tends to serve Nigeria's wealthy elites.
We must integrate both the poor and the rich in Abuja. I don't believe that it is healthy for us to have a section of a country that populates only by well-to-do individuals.
But what Abuja has done is create a city that no religious or ethnic group can lay claim to, while easing Lagos's urbanization problem. Adelaja, Al Jazeera, Abuja, Nigeria.
Well, guys, I think our message is coming across. Our message is going across. Like I said, we need to urgently rescue the Nigerian church. And I'm going to show you right now. Today is going to be the first message. I'm going to show you what the beginning. Today is just the beginning, but it's going to go like I said, like for a month or 2 months. Measures, concrete measures. I'm going to be talking about solutions on how to rescue the Nigerian church.
A typical Sunday in Nigeria, Pentecostal churches fill to capacity. Some services here accommodate up to 50,000 people. And the message on most Sundays is about wealth and prosperity.
I see you married at last.
Africa's richest pastors are all Nigerian. To many here, it's difficult to convince them that these men are not running a profit-driven organization. Winners Chapel, Bishop David Oyedepo, is said to be worth 150 million United States dollars. He owns private jets and houses in London and the United States. Matthew Ashimolowo, 10 million. Chris Oyakilome of Christ Embassy, his estimated wealth is 50 million United States dollars. TB Joshua is worth 15 million. And Chris Okoti is said to be worth 10 million United States dollars.
There's still a lot going on in our churches that are extra biblical devices employed and deployed by men to attract crowd to themselves. Of course, Satan can pastor a church because he can transform himself, according to the Bible, into an angel of light. Maybe they need prison. Maybe they need to be locked up for them to know it. But God has a way of throwing a Jonah into the sea.
Some analysts say Nigerians are not happy about the state of their country and therefore turn to God for solace.
People are frustrated. People are disenchanted. People are really hopeless in terms of expectations from the government. So they have to look up to something. Okay, they have to go to church. They need to go to church to listen to the priest or the pastor preaching to them that life will be good, life can be better. So the pastor will now feed on that greed of our people.
With a net worth of 235 million United States dollars, Nigeria's top 5 richest pastors have shown that the gospel of prosperity is truly working in their lives. Many here, however, say the pastors are not sincere, as most of their members live in abject poverty and can barely afford a decent meal a day. Kwangbuliwewe, Lagos.
Okay, let's see the topic again. Okay. Urgent measures to rescue the African church. To rescue the African church. Something is grossly wrong, my dear. I think you should all agree with me that something is grossly wrong when an average Nigerian is living on $2 a day. An average Nigerian. And then the richest pastors in the world are all Nigerians. And their congregation, their church members are living on $2 a day. And they are, it's just become a normal thing for Nigerians to be riding on jet. It's not bad if they buy it by their business money, but most of them buy them from the church members. Like, for example, I just saw an article today that some church members donated a jet to Chris Oyakilome, and he already had his own jet, I guess, but on his birthday they gave him another jet. And then Suleiman, a friend of Suleiman, just told me that he just got his own jet also. But people in these churches, the people who are giving the money, they are living abject poverty. It doesn't make sense. Okay, some people are using the argument that, okay, but Creflo Dollar is having jet, but even Creflo Dollar, when he was raising money for his own jet, all of America condemned him. Then somebody said, okay, Copeland also is having jet, but Copeland, the average income of an American doesn't live on $1 a day. No American lives on, even the poorest American, even the poorest American doesn't live on $1 or $2 a day. It's outrageous. We are living in abject poverty. Christianity has not added value to us. The Christianity we are practicing today has not added value to the Nigerian society, to Africa. But why not? What is the problem? That is why I'm talking about the urgent measures to rescue the African church. Because it is Christianity that brought about civilization of the world. It is Christianity, thanks to the Protestant ethics, that we own our civilization today. It is Christianity that changed Europe. It is Christianity that brought about Reformation. It is Christianity that brought about, the change, that the civilization we're enjoying today. And that the civilization is the same Christian civilization that went to America. It is the same Christian civilization that went to Australia. It is the same Christian civilization that went to South Africa. That same Christian civilization went to New Zealand, all the places, Canada, all the places that are developed in the world today. It is Christianity that brought about their civilization. Even Korea, it is Christianity that brought about that. Even Japan, it is as a result of the influence of Christianity. All of Europe is as a result of the influence of Christianity. So what is wrong in Africa? Oh, make you tell me. And the reason is not because it's not because Christianity has failed. It's not because Christianity is faulty. It's not because the Christianity is not working. But nothing works in Africa. Even not just Christianity, even Islam is not working in Africa too. The reason is because the form of Christianity we are preaching, or our so-called preachers today are preaching, is faulty. The problem is the form of Christianity we are preaching. The problem is not with Christianity, not with the gospel. Gospel is sound. Gospel is okay. But for it to work for you, you must preach it. Because one thing with truth is that there is nothing anybody can do against the truth. Only for the truth. So if you have the truth here, and you decide to compromise the truth, and go against the truth will work against you. And the truth will not be helping you. The truth will be fighting against you. There is nothing anybody can do against the truth. Just for example, if I say 2 plus 2 is 4, that is the universal standard. 2 plus 2 is 4. And you say, I don't believe 2 plus 2 is 4. For me, 2 plus 2 is 7. Even though the truth is established, it's helping every other country develop. 2 plus 2 everywhere is 4. Countries are growing, economy, everything is growing. But in your own place, you have 2 plus 2 also, but it's 7. You will not have the result. That is what is happening with the form of Christianity we are preaching in Africa. We are preaching a form of Christianity that is discrediting Christianity. It's making people to think that Christianity doesn't work. And that Christianity is an aristocratic faith. And that it is an aristocratic religion. Whereby 5,000 people or 50,000 people are giving their last penny, their last money, to feed the big man that is already living in his mansion, that is already having planes, that is already living big, and is still taking offering. I mean, for example, I know for a fact that Chris Oyakhilom's church, Christ Embassy, they are bragging that they can pay for the 24 hours television broadcast. I mean, to broadcast television 24 hours one day, that is like $20,000 a day. So $20,000 a day, they can pay not just for the whole year, $20,000 every day for the whole year, but they said they have the money already stocked in the bank to pay for the next 50 years. $20,000 a day for the next 50 years. Where did they get that money from? They got it from the poor people in the country. And there's also, if you have that kind of money, to pay for television, and this is not just for television station in one place. This is one, they have many television stations, not just one. And they can pay for the next 50 years. So if you can do that, why are you still collecting offering from your church members? In fact, I have it, and not just Christ Embassy. This is concerning Redeemed, this is concerning Winners, this is concerning all these churches. They have so much money, but they are still collecting money from poor people. So if you already have so much money, why are you still collecting money from poor people? Let me tell you something about the gospel. In the Old Testament, even where they are talking about offering, tithe and offering, the Old Testament, God didn't even allow, even the law of Moses did not allow the poor, the widows, the fatherless to collect offering. They didn't collect offering from the poor. They were not collecting offering, tithe and offering from the poor. You know why? Because tithe and offering is for them. It's to elevate their pain. It's to elevate their poverty. It's to help them. So if these churches are already stickingly rich, and they are just using, they don't even know what to spend the money on again, but then still collecting money from people, why don't you rather set up systems and empowering systems to be empowering all these poor people? I don't get it. We've lost our logic. I mean, you can go to churches in Europe that don't even have $1 million in bank, that doesn't have 1% of what these Nigerian churches have. And these churches in Europe, they will not even put pressure on you to get offering. Even not just from poor people, even from ordinary members. You might even go to a church in Europe for 1 year and nobody will come to you for offering. I mean, that church might be a small church, it's not even rich or anything. They will not put pressure on you to give. But in Nigeria, where people are already poor, they are still putting pressure. So there is something wrong with the form of Christianity that we are preaching. And there must be an urgent measure to rescue the African church. So what are some of the measures that I want to recommend for us to rescue the African church? Many people think that the trouble with Nigeria is in the political leadership. Well, there is a little, they have some problems. Let me give you the book on the leadership. They have some problems for sure. Our politicians are not too responsible. They have some problems for sure. But, but with what I'm thinking right now, I personally think, and in this book I wrote about Nigeria and the leadership question. I think the biggest problem in Nigeria is not with leadership, political leadership. The biggest problem in Nigeria is with value system. And who's responsible for the value system of the society is the church. It's not only the church. I know that there's value system come from four sources, but church is one of them. And the most important place where the value system of a nation comes from. So if our country is so corrupt, blame the church. You say, why? We say, oh, why don't we blame the politicians? Because the politicians themselves belong to some churches. The politicians themselves go to church. You get it why you have to blame the church? Our biggest problem is the church. And that's why I will keep on talking about the measures that we have to take urgently to rescue the Nigerian church. Because the decay in the Nigerian church is the decay in the political life of Nigeria. The decay we are seeing in the Nigerian church is the result of the decay we are seeing in the Nigerian economy, political elite, and everything. So everything starts with the church. When the church is irresponsible, the society is irresponsible, the leadership is irresponsible, the political leadership is irresponsible. When the church is corrupt, the country is corrupt. When the church is not progressive, the society is not progressive. So the problem we have in Nigeria is much more than political. It's spiritual in the sense that it is connected with the church. The church has to be renovated, has to be modernized. The church has to go through reformation. And we must take some measures to rescue and bring about reformation of the African church, especially Nigeria. In my opinion, it's not politics that's our problem. My book on Nigeria and the leadership question, which I just showed you, explains more on this. So this book, you can get it on Amazon, on Okada Books, or wherever. Or if you know in Nigeria, if you live in Nigeria and you know Shioman's number, and I think she puts her number on there on the Facebook all the time. You can get it as well. The main problem we have is the question of value systems. Value system. So now, where does the value system come from? What is the connection between value system and Nigeria and our decay and rottenness that we are going through and all of Africa? Because church is first of all responsible for forming values in the society. Church is, first of all, the most important assignment of the church is to formulate and to disciple the nation by the value system of the kingdom of God. How do I know that? Because in Matthew chapter 28, verse 18 to 20, it said, all power is given unto me in heaven and on earth. Then it goes on to say, go ye therefore and make disciples of all nations. Make disciples of not your church members. Make disciples of all nations. So nations are supposed to be discipled by Christ disciples. So the followers of Jesus Christ have the ultimate mandate. The most important mandate of Christ followers is that Christ followers will disciple not church members, not just a small group of people in their community or in their church or in their Sunday school. That's not what Jesus said. What Jesus said is, go make disciples of all nations. Jesus' burden is about nations. And what? Disciple them in what? In what he has taught them. He said, teaching them what I have taught, all that I have taught you. So those are the values of the kingdom of God that Jesus has taught. Jesus brought the values of the kingdom of God. If you have been watching our videos and maybe you enjoy them, maybe you don't enjoy them, but still, we need you to help us spread the word. And for that to happen, we only need you to take 5 little steps. Please help us spread this word by liking the video. Then, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We also need you to press the notification button, and the way to do that is to click on the bell. You see the bell there? Click on it. Then, of course, leave your comments. Let's know what you're thinking about each video. And finally, we need you to go and share the word. Share this video on your Facebook, timeline, on your Instagram, and every other platform that you have. All right? Let's win the world for Christ. Thank you so much.